Over the last decade in football, Zlatan Ibrahimovic has become a cult hero in the footballing world, being compared to Messi, Ronaldo as the third best player at times. The ex-LA Galaxy, Man United, Milan, Barcelona, just to name a few, man, is absolutely brilliant. But this year, after his stint at AC Milan, he has retired from professional football. So today, we're going to take Ibra and we're going to give him a job again. That's right, here we have him on screen. We're going to select him as a player, but we're not going to be using him as one. No. We're going to be retiring the big man from football at the age of 40 just to repeat real life and seeing what job offers he gets. They're all around Italy. Interesting stuff. And selecting one of these clubs is quite hard, but Palermo, as I look to my device, I see that Robin Quaison, an ex-Swedish international, now playing in Saudi Arabia, did actually play in Palermo, so there's a little bit of a Swedish link. And that's what we're gonna chase. Advice from an ex-teammate internationally sets Ibrahimovic off. Here he is! We can of course move clubs, but for now, he is the boss of the Palermo Serie B side. They want round of 16 in the Coppa Italia and automatic promotion, as this is the team that we've got, so it's not very good. League hasn't started yet, but we've got 7 million to spend as Zlatan. Oh my days. And I didn't even realise how much this team is built up of lone players. So we've definitely got to improve that squad, that is a given, and this is our first player to do that. Zlatan signs former, I think it's a former Swansea youngster, Joe Lasoro. I might got that wrong, but he's a Swede, and he's coming to help the Swede out. He's cost us almost 3 million of that 7, but he isn't the only one, because we've signed Paulas Abraham from Groningen, another Swedish player, and I think that is the last one. I'm going to train him to be a striker just behind Tutinho. This team already looks a little bit better. I think a centre-back may do the job, as I haven't even checked the academy, and to be fair, it wasn't even worth checking. But with only that amount of money, probably need a player to leave. And we're getting rid of a few to hopefully put them funds up. And I'm pretty sure we didn't even get a pre-season here, but we have Benevento, is that? Yeah, Benevento to start the season off with. Can Ibra get off to a good start? Zlatan meeting the media as well. Is it just me, or whether he's a manager, I think he'll be very funny if he's a manager speaking to the press. How is it gonna go? Please say he gets off to a good start. He does, you know. Brunori scoring the first goal in Ibra's Palermo reign. And we've actually failed to make the 2 signings I wanted to make late on into Nati and Guillaume. So we've got to trust the defense we have. Although we won slimly 1-0. Let's end the window and see how we do halfway through. And how has Zlatan's first half of season gone? He's top of the league. He's lost 1 game. You do not put the lion down. Yes, we've even had players recalled, but it doesn't matter. Zlatan is inevitable. Genoa, Parma and Cagliari all have recently been in the top division as well. I know Palermo have, but not as recent as those 3 if I'm mistaken. And they are all just 1 point behind. The draws have kind of let them in it a little bit. We've had Tutinho injured, and we do have this team still going. Even with Marconi, I almost called him Macaroni then, in the defense. We're going very strong. And we've even got Graves on the bench. Why is he sat there? Get him in the team. And I just can't sign anyone. I can't get Anderson on board to join Ibra. It looks like it's just going to be a window of getting rid of players, honestly. Ibra's got no pulling power, but he's got winning power. I mean, getting rid of players is no problem. We managed to sell Claudio Gomez to Liverpool. And in the last hour of the window, it has allowed us to actually get 1 more signing in, if I can go and view him right here. Asan Cisse of Lecce. How is the rest of this season gonna go, though? And where's it gonna be at the end of the season? Oh, 1 defeat all year round. 12 draws, but 1 loss. 1 loss, 87 points. Ibrahimovic, in his first season in managerial charge of Palermo, has won a league. We're promoted, as I'm trying to check where this defeat was. It's not there, actually. Was it right at the start? It was right there to, I think that is... I'll have to check, actually. Lost to Bari, who finished in 5th. Unbelievable. The Coppa Italia final is between Juve and Napoli. We, of course, were out in round 2 to Sassuolo. Playoff teams still haven't been decided, but I'm pretty sure this league is over. I'm very sure. Got a lot of loanies going back, but Brunori scored the most goals for us. Our captain with 19. Joe Lasoro, who we brought in with 13. Sarek with 10. Verde with 10 and 10. Brilliant from that midfielder, who I think is on loan from Sampdoria. That is a big letdown. Serie A with Zlatan. He's surely going to keep going with this project. Avoid relegation. If he could do that, maybe he gets himself a bigger job, as then we need to sign 2 players from different nationalities, use the youth, etc. Also, to boost his goals, we've trained Joe Lasoro as a striker, and we have received 12 million to spend. After all his players are sent back as well, we still do have a relatively strong squad. It's stronger than expected. Need a CDM, a defender, and probably a winger. And I'm taking a different approach with this season. Instead of getting players that are quality for Serie A, I'm gonna try the youth way. That includes Josep Roman from Hamburg, costing 3 million. Swedish wonder kid Hugo Larsson from Malmo for almost 4. And another player I can't pronounce the name of, but he's a 19-year-old wonder kid who's even taller than Ibra. It's Marko Milovanovic from Almeria. We could have took the Almeria job, but we didn't. Him and Cisse's now on the bench, as this is the squad I'm going with. Larsson is 6'9" rated, Roman is 6'9" rated, and Abraham, but I think they'll all improve. And we start the season off, with a game we should win. Salernitana. I know they're always bottom half, no offense to them, but we should win if we're staying up. Let's go out there and try and get something. Just something. We score a goal with Joe Lasoro, but when we're getting beat by Salernitana, we know it's a long year. And what we're going to do this year, I've just finished scouting so many players, but the scouts aren't really back yet, so we're going to wait until January with 5 million sat in the bank. And 12 games into this season, we lost 1 game all last year. We've won 0 this in Serie A. We are struggling. And will Ibra jump ship? You can see there's a bit of a smile, because we have the chance to do. Lorient over in France. He's been in France to PSG. Probably might still have a house there. And I am sorry, Palermo fans. We've won that league already. We're going to France. Zlatan is taking a huge step in his career, going from, of course, a brilliant little team to a brilliant new one. Lorient. 10th in France after 14 games. It's a good position to be in. How's the squad looking? We've got Dieng in here. We've got Mvogo in goal. I mean, it is still a little bit weak. For my liking, anyway. Doucouré hiding on the bench. He's a decent player, but can he kick the captain out? May need to do. Makengo will actually drop. Who else have we got? We've got Alochiche. I don't know how you say that. Ferreira as well. I think that might be Laporte's brother. I am completely unsure on that. But we've got Pascal Struiker found in the reserves and Jetro Willems. I think actually we're going to put Talby ahead of him, though. Struiker at left back. That is a really decent team. Ferreira in cam could be a hidden gem. Anyone on loan? I don't think so. Is one at PSG? He's coming from PSG, I think. Yes. No one else. How much money we're going to get for January, though? That's what concerns. 15 million. It's not as much as I thought, but it'll do the job. You can see right there, we're going to go straight for the Sims, as it's a rough start. We haven't won a game. We've just lost them 3 you saw, we've lost 2, and we've drawn to Stade de Reims. That's not a good start for Ibra. It's gone from near the top to now fighting relegation again. Ibra doesn't like top divisions. All we can do right now is sell players like Innocent to Brentford. No one's innocent around Zlatan. He is tearing the squad apart. Catherline used to be a hero in one of the saves, and now he's gone. And we've accumulated 39, almost 40 million. For deadline day. This is where we welcome Valerie, the winger from Girona, and the signature of Nathan Ngomu from Borussia Mönchengladbach. He's relatively cheap for what he is. And that brings us literally down to the wire. You can see Ilias was there was interest, but he's not growing as reasonably as I'd want. As let's see if we can survive in Ligue 1. From fighting for survival in Serie A to mid-table in Ligue 1. We have survived with Lorient. I think that's a really good season. Well, half a season, or just over half, for Zlatan. 37 points, and it was 6 points clear of Montpellier, who's finished in 17th. Metz, FCSM, and then Paris FC, as Paris Saint-Germain win the league on 100 points. Safe to say, the less said about the cup, the better. Round of 16, we lost to Lens, as it's Nice and Angers in the final. That is a bit of a shock, as how did our new players do? Like 2 wingers and everyone else. Dieng scored 15 goals. Alochiche with 10. Ferreira with 6. Monero, him and Ferreira looking the best players by far. And Gumu only scored 2. And Valerie with 1. they didn't really pay off now, did they? Season number 3 for Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and he's got 2 big achievements, 1 title, and then 1, of course, survival. We have to build a team around Jesus Ferreira, definitely. Moreno, definitely. And we're decent in defense, kind of, and goalkeeper and attack. It's just like the middle bit. Actually, no, I'm very off. We did buy wingers, but wingers are our weakest, and probably fullbacks. As we have 26 million to spend, maybe that's just one big player. So the first signing, it's not Laporte or João Cancelo or anything. It's a £20 million move for Doki from Union Berlin. Champions League Union Berlin, real life. I can't speak. Champions League Union Berlin in real life. He's 26. He's just like a B-Tech Van Dijk. I know I said I wanted a fullback. We can still go for those, hopefully. And it's best to start us off with. If we're going to have a pop-out season, we've got to pop up against these. So please, 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 before we get new fullbacks. What? We've lost to them! And Adil Alachiche's decided to leave us. Relatively cheap to Frankfurt. I'm not happy about that. And hang on, I didn't check these objectives, but they want European football from Lorient. I don't like that they've just sold Alachiche, and I don't like that expectation. Falling out with the board here, but they have allowed a new fullback in Alex Pozzo. And that is it for this first window. Can we get in the Europa League somehow? I mean, we've got money for January as well still. Where are we going to be? Are we getting... Ooh, we're actually closer than I thought. We're 10th halfway through. That is decent. 10 points off 5th nonce, though. That's actually made me feel a lot worse than how we doing. Team just getting better as well. Love to see it. Love to see it. I just love a couple more 80 ratings like Doki, Struik, and Vongo. Is this a club we stay at, or do we actually leave Lorient? I know we've only been half a season, but Milan have now gave us the job. They didn't before. They wanted a bit more experience from Ibra. They've got it. They've put a bid in. And we've got to go to the home of Zlatan. We are going back to the Lion's Den. Welcome, Zlatan. There he is with the shirt that he was just recently playing in. Oh my days, we're taking over a second in Serie A club now. Are Palermo still in this division? They're not. They haven't been promoted again. Shame not to see them, but 18 games played, 1 point behind Juventus. I think Ibra has a bit of pulling power as a manager now, and I think he's just used his contacts as McAllister in this team, Tonali. It's not as great as I expected, I can't lie. De Calitare, 82 rated? Thought it was higher than that. Ah, here's where the hiding. Toni Kroos, Richarlison, John Stones. That's more like it. Just playing a couple of players out of position. Need to change these midfielders around. And John Stones is us right back for now. How much money have we got though? Money, money, money. 99 million. And we've actually joined, of course, in January. So let's get a player in. How does the first game go, however, here? Oh my days, we've lost to Sampdoria. Ibra, come on. I have got a signing in the pipeline, but just to check, who's his top scorer? Right, Rafael Leao, 11 goals. Alexis McAllister, Liverpool's new man there. Sheik probably gets a nod up front now. I know he's scored most goals. As here is his new player. Has he got an in-game face? I'm not sure he doesn't, so I'll introduce you the long way. We've got Ivan Ilic from Hellas Verona for 44.5 million. He might actually play ahead of Toni Kroos. His stats are very well rounded. Get Tonali on the right, Ilic on the left. Something I haven't checked though is European football. Are we in any? No, well, we might be in the Europa League, but we didn't qualify from that group. Now, I probably know how the last manager was sacked. In the Europa League, we have Slavia Praha in the preliminary round. Let's try and win this tournament. There was a lot of strong teams in there still, though, as I am going to simulate through this window. Do we need to sign anyone else right now? I'm going to trust it how it is. And actually, I am going to simulate over this game. If we get to the semi-finals, which we should, I will hopefully introduce you to that. And we have made it. Beating Chelsea 3-0 in the quarter-second leg. Manchester United at Old Trafford, though. Zlatan against another one of his former teams with Richarlison up front. How will this go? It will be a win for Forza Milan. Now to the San Siro. We should be winning this. McAllister sent off. De Calitare will jump in as it's a 1-0 win. 2 wins over United. And we are through to the final. Oh no! So we play Sevilla though, and we all know what happens when Sevilla play in a final of the Europa League. We're going to actually do this before we check everything else. It's at St. James's Park. No changing this lineup. McAllister back in. Please break the curse. We do. Richarlison and Rafa have won the final. Milan are European champions and Champions League guaranteed. The perfect time to say congratulations to the Hammers as we finish second in the league. Juventus did win it by 7 points, still second, and the European major honour is brilliant. Still, how did we do in the cups? The Super Cup was lost to Roma. Okay, the Coppa Italia was won. 2 trophies, a second place finish. It can only get better. This is the main thing we focus on though, bettering that. We went out by a point. Porto topped that group as we beat Man United, Chelsea, Benfica, and of course Slavia Praha. With Rafael Leao scoring 33 goals all year, 13 assists, McAllister 29 and 14, Schick with 13. Richarlison got 9 and played very well. But is it a striker we need to improve this lineup? On to season number 2 with Milan, and hopefully we see out a full season. As I'm looking at the players right here, we've got Leao and Hernandez who are world beaters. But if bids come in for those guys, along with all the rest of them, we may have to accept we're a Champions League team, but we were Europa last year. We're expected to win the Serie A, win the Coppa Italia, and win the Champions League. Can Ibra do it all? And we're making a big call. We are selling Richarlison. The man who won us the Europa League is going to Man United, who we beat in it. It's a big decision to make, but make it we have done. Got nothing to do with the big money it made us, as we've got to try and find another man, and I think I have the perfect one in mind. Almiron's out of the door as well to make some money up for an ex-teammate of his, as this man isn't him, but we've signed Nordi Mudieke or Mukiele to replace John Stones as an out-and-out right-back. As also, before our new man comes in up front, we lose Araujo. Yes, his release clause is paid, and Zlatan's not one to beg players. He is leaving because we've gone out and signed Alexandra Isak. It had to be a Swede striker, not Gyökeres. Or Gyökeres, I'm told it's pronounced, but Isak, he was at West Ham. We actually signed him from Roma with Jose Mourinho, so we know how truly well he could do in Italy. On the whole, we do look weaker because, of course, we've lost Araujo at the back, and Richarlison is the same rating as Isak, but I'm happy with that business so far. And just to reinforce the defense, Cesar Montes is a Mexican from Fiorentina. Commiserations in the Europa Conference. You're here with Milan. Oh, and we start off with the Super Cup. Can this be another trophy for Zlatan to start on? I think he's already got 2 on his locker. Can he get a third? No, he can't. City beating us on penalties. And on to Lecce, who we had a torrid time against with Palermo, so we've got to do it here. We've got the new defender alongside John Stones, as it's a draw to start us off within the Serie A. Not a great start. Isak on the score sheet, but that's about it for positives. We'll just have to see us group in the Champions League and hope it's better there, as we have Sociedad, Sporting, and Sparta Praha. I think I've been calling Slavia Praha Sparta Praha. Oh well, wrong Czech club. But we've got one right here that we have to beat nevertheless. As halfway through the season in the league, we are top. Fiorentina second, Juventus all the way down. It's the Zlatan special. 1 defeat in the league and 2 points on top. Of course, I expect us to be through in other competitions. We have the Super Cup close by. We've got the Coppa Italia that we're not in just yet. And then the Champions League, which we have Marseille in after we topped the group with 0 draws and 0 defeats. Perfect start to life for Alexander Isak. I mean, I say perfect. 7 goals isn't much, but he's got a superb rating. And I don't care for signings or letting players go, so straight to the Oran Velodrome for Marseille. Please don't let us down. Jovic up front, the ex-Fiorentina front man, as it's a 2-1 win in the last couple of minutes. To the San Siro for this second leg. I'm pretty sure they have Mane on the wing, as it's a draw. Jovic scoring and Ilic as we've done it, but I'll tell you what, Marseille was a struggle. We will face Porto in the quarterfinals, the team that topped the group not long ago. Last season, in fact. Board don't seem satisfied with us so far, as oh my days, this first leg has gone horrifically wrong. Daniel Malmo with 2, Romario with the other, Machoy for us. We're actually going to be out. We're going to be out of the Champions League. This turns into the biggest game of his career as he approaches the press. He's got to keep calm, cool, collected, and win. McAllister even knows how big this game is as well, because we've got to pull it out the bag here at the San Siro. Can we try and do the impossible? Beating them and going through? We don't. Munoz scoring killed it off. Isaac and Dikelitare. 4-3 to Porto. They have beaten us in this Champions League again. Quarter-final exit. The board have even put us on thumbs down mode now. It's gone wrong here in Milan. Warning sides from the board as we did win Serie A though. 3 defeats, but that is a title for Zlatan. 14 points clear of Roma. That is a comfortable win. However though, Juventus comfortably beat us in the Super Cup. They also won the Coppa Italia where we're nowhere to be seen. Beaten by Frosinone of Frosinone. I cannot say names, as it is PSG and Bayern Munich in the final. An embarrassing run from us where we lost to Porto. The bumper fight against PSG as well, but embarrassing. And we might be gone from the dream job at Milan. How long do we last here? How long do we last in this next season? I'm really unsure. I don't think we do. We're going to try and do objectives if we can, which is win league, win cup, and win Champions League again. We've got the message about performance, as look at this. Look, we've got players leaving left, right, and centre. 347 million as well if we keep this job. I want to spend that money. Maybe pre-season might be a decider on his job, so we've got to try and beat Chelsea in this tournament. Come on. Oh no! To be fair, they've actually stopped being crucial on us. But then again, I don't want to really be here now. Or do I? Because we've just signed Enzo Fernandez from Chelsea, who just beat us. But what a world beater we've signed. I just hope he does wonders and proves why we should keep this job. It causes Ilic to get dropped, and that middle three of Tonali, McAllister and Fernandez. What a trio. We've got to win this first game of the season because we didn't do it last time, and there we go. 2-0. And in the Champions League, we've got Porto in his group again with Bayer Leverkusen and Slavia Praha. Maybe I got it wrong last time. What is Sparta Praha? I don't know my Czech Republican teams, but I should know my way out of that Group B again, given Group B. If we don't find another club, I'm going to keep one eye out. And halfway through, look at that. 0! A big fat 0 defeats with 14 points clear again. This time it's only halfway through. And I do know how good that team just looks right there. I don't know where Selemakers has gone, but I've just got a thought that maybe we're better off elsewhere. I'm going to skip on and explore a couple of options or avenues if we do get any offers. And I think we settled right here with what's doing it from Milan to Manchester, where he played, of course, under Jose Mourinho. Zlatan is going to be a Premier League manager. I didn't expect to say that. Leaving the struggling San Siro, I've got to say, because we were just going like that a little bit, to go to Manchester United and follow Richarlison. Oh my days, this team that we are getting here, though. Zlatan is there on the Old Trafford field. No, not Darwin Núñez. He is the Man United boss now. And I just can't believe this squad we've been given. Still, I've got 2 improvements I want to make to it. Or 1 improvement and 1 statement of intent. I am going to be transfer listing Lautaro Martinez as he's an ex-Inter man. And we're not having him. Yes, Ibra does have the commitments to Inter in his past, but we've got to go off the latest deal. And that was with AC Milan. Oh, I'm too busy thinking about new signings we can make and not focusing on how we are 5th in the table. Still, we're in a title chase, to be fair, with Liverpool. 6 points off of them. So let's sign our first player after Lautaro Martinez has walked out the building. Bye-bye, mate. He is going to Rome. As Declan Rice is a Manchester United man linked with Arsenal after winning the conference yesterday. Yeah, he said in an interview he loved the Theatre of Dreams, so I just thought I'd bring him to it. You know, I'm still not a fan of Richarlison. That needs replacing after Burnley to start his tenure off with, as Zlatan's first game is going to be a loss to Burnley. But that's not going to stop us signing another player. We need more firepower, it seems, more scoring boots up front. Welcome this man. Victor Osimhen comes in to Man United. I didn't go for Kane. I've already been with Kane in a series we did on the channel. As look at this man. I just cannot wait for him to score goals for United. And after being sacked about 100 million times. Even though we've just joined Man United, we faced Leipzig in the Champions League. Now, when we was with Milan, we had Sociedad. I don't know who Man United had then, but we've got Leipzig. How will Ibra do against the franchise club of Germany? Let's have a look, shall we? At Old Trafford to start off with the same team as usual, as there's Osimhen scoring in a 2-1 win. Still got to do it at Leipzig without Mazraoui, as it's a 3-1 win. Rensch, the replacement, even scoring. Musiala with the brace, the ex-Man City man, doing the beeswax. Nice to see Milan look like they might go through against Dortmund as well. Hopefully we don't play them though. And we've got Ronaldo's old team Sporting Lisbon in the quarters. I think that should be winnable. So let's see how it goes here. They can always pull up a little bit of a shock with Goncalves, and he scores in the last couple of minutes to get them a draw. Still, I've got to trust this team going away. Arsenal couldn't do it against Sporting over 2 legs. Can Manchester United right here? We can in extra time. Victor Osimhen, the clutch man. Oh my days. PSG in the semis. One of Ibra's old clubs again. And Milan still in this. They are, you know. They're against Spurs. We could be facing our ex-team right there. Spurs the only ex-team we don't have, as they beat Barcelona on penalties. We need Rashford to do what he does at the Parc des Princes again here. I can't remember what year it was, but Mbappe against us here. 2-1 win for PSG, of course. As can we do it in this second leg to get us to the final? We don't. It is a 2-1 loss again. Oh, good luck Mbappe in the final, because I don't want to see Milan win it now. We're under pressure now at Man United. Look at that, failing every expectation, as we do play Champions League football next year, finishing 3rd. Not as great as expected, as Watford win the FA Cup. Arsenal win the Carabao, and this season gets worse. They even lost the Community Shield before we turned up. AC Milan versus PSG. 2 ex-Zlatan teams in the final. A year to forget here for Manchester United. We need to really improve it next time, Zlatan, please, with the players we have, as Rashford was top scorer with Musiala in 2nd place. Zlatan's had enough of being under pressure at the start of season. Same with Milan, as we're under it here. We've got to win the FA Cup, win the league, and win the Champions League. We're given 380 million. Let's make ourselves the biggest club in the world. So let's get business cracking, shall we? Jamie Byron Gittins. He's cost a lot of money, but he probably won't start. But this man definitely will. It is Nico Schlotterbeck. Him and Araujo at the back. It's like having a wall in defence. And then we've got Ian Maatsen from Brighton. The ex-Chelsea man is going to be our new left back, who can actually be an out-and-out left back. But this next one is the big one, and I've got my hands out because he is in between the sticks. It's Kobel. You can always trust him. The Swiss man is going to be an army knife in the goal. 18 million's left. 18 million of 400 million. Look how strong this team is now. Apart from the Rashford injury, Byron Gittins is on the bench. That team should win it all. So here we go. Fulham is the first game of the season. It can go further than that, of course, as Rashford is back for the start of the season, and we are off to a winning start. Get in there. But Zlatan's got to get this job done. That is the final team. I've agreed upon it. We're not making any more signings, no outgoings. Musiala, man. Win the Champions League for him. I want to check the Champions League group, though, where we have Borussia Dortmund, Basel, and RFC Sarah. Aren't they? I don't think they're in Europe, are they? They're a Belgian club, and they must have done very well to get there. I think we've promoted like one youngster, but we won't use him. 5th in the Prem. Are you actually having a joke with me? 5th in the Premier League. 12 points off Liverpool and City atop. So the 2 teams we don't like are above us. I mean, we don't like anyone. As Zlatan is through, and he's got Real Madrid in the round of 16. And he finished 2nd in the group. You've got to do better than that, because Basel almost caught us. I'm not happy. But on the other hand, I've been selling players in the reserves like I can't remember the names. And before Donny van der Beek leaves, we have a new player in, which is Matthijs de Ligt, his old teammate, who will literally cross him on the way out. So let's go into this. If we can beat Real Madrid, I think we can beat anyone. Old Trafford leg is first. Don't make me look stupid by saying that, please. A 1-1 draw. Here we go. If we can beat them in this second leg, I'm going to say the same thing again. I think we can beat anyone. They've got Kubo up top, and we've done it. We've done it. 3-1 one. Musiala with one. Bruno Fernandes with the other two. And Fabio Carvalho. We face Atalanta as well in the quarterfinals. I've actually seen Man United play Atalanta in real life, and it was a thrilling 3-2. Hoping for more of the same. Old Trafford without Mazraoui. We should still be able to do it. I'm hoping anyway. 2-0. Get in. As the second leg is even simpler. Whatever the word is. Osimhen, he knows how to score against them. He's played in that league before. Zlatan brushing opponents aside as it is a Manchester derby in the semi-finals of the Champions League. We've got the Old Trafford, I'd say, advantage, which is right next to where we are, is Manchester City. As Fernandes is suspended, Ian Maatsen is injured. We're against it a little bit here, but we still come out on top. And what is Kieran Trippier doing still here? Get gone, you're a City player early. Speaking of City players, Musiala, who used to play for them, suspended. I think he's done a bit of mind games there, not to be in this game against his old club. But he may play in the final. Because we've got there. We will play Sporting Lisbon in the final of the Champions League. What a run that is for them, as Zlatan has a huge chance. Do not waste this. Still not got Rashford, and it's only the plaster injury, but I don't like how his team's really, just struggling to get put together. It looks okay now. Stay this way for the final. As checking everything before this, we did get third in the Premier League. It's not the title that I wanted. And we're going to ignore the two teams that were above us. We beat City in the Champions League. As them two teams are in the FA Cup final. We're not even in the semis. As the Carabao goes to Brentford. Do we exist? Europa League won by Chelsea. Conference by Bologna. As Osimhen netted 30 times. Anthony 25. Bruno 14. He's been really good this season. And Musiala with 14 assists. 11 goals. Double digits. But we need all 4 of these plus more to repeat it in the Champions League finale. Here we go at the Ataturk Olympia Stadi. I'm not going to take any guesses where that is. But of course, we've just got one aim. And that is to lift that trophy. Having no Rashford hurts. But Man United have come all this way. Not to lose, but to play. Although Sporting start on the ball here, we're not really starting with a bang. Kobel had to pull off an impressive save. As here is Victor Osimhen running at them, though. He's no match. You can't beat him, and you can't beat Bruno at the moment. Where is he? This is Declan Rice on a decent spin, you know, and what a save. Almost from Super Declan, as we've still got the ball. There's Bruno, there's Anthony. And now this is Jamal Musiala out wide. Cross whipped in, nobody in the middle. And here we are 21 minutes into this game with our number 21 Anthony putting a ball over the top into Mazraoui, trying to cut it back towards Osimhen. It's been quite quiet, you know. Let's liven it up since the Rice shot with Bruno. Still not hit cleanly as there's a run on here. There's a ball in the middle. What a tackle that is. And now can we actually break from this? Osimhen? Have you got skills in the pipeline? There's a little bit of a slip. A big slip. Oh, and we can't get through the gap. Sporting Lisbon have been very difficult to play against so far. There's Anthony, though, into Mazraoui. That's Declan Rice shrugging his man off and going for a curler, which was close. And that Declan chance may be the best one off the half, you know, because we've deserved it. But we're not creating anything. We haven't got the talisman in the box. Where is Weghorst when you need him? Or even better, can Zlatan sub himself on in this game? He's won the Carabao Cup before against Southampton. He could do it again for United. Got to play without him still, though, as there's a ball through the middle and a chance. Oh, he's hit the post behind the net. That is the biggest chance of the game so far, and Zlatan looks furious. Sporting must be absolutely hating themselves at the moment, as that is a good turn from Anthony. No way, could we steal it? There's a goal, and it's Bruno Fernandes after Sporting are banging on our door. Bruno goes up the other end and does it against his former club. He's got to celebrate as well, Bruno. You've got to celebrate when it's in a final, as Anthony with the Anthony turn. The trademark, and there's a ball into the bottom corner from Bruno. Zlatan will be smiling now. Look at the flood, look at the press. It's the aggression of Zlatan in the play, as that's a decent way to get the ball for Thuram, though. Stop that. There we go. He put his faith in the left wing-back, Fernandes, and it's working out at left-back as that's the ball onto Osimhen. It's onside, Victor Osimhen! We missed the chance to settle it, and we do look fatigued with some of us passing. There we go. We got that one off, though, and here is Anthony. Look at the space in the middle here for Byron Gittins, one of the signings. He's took a dodgy touch, and it was an audacious chip. Fans will hate that he didn't head for the corner right there, as it's a chance now. Kamara Absolutely took out by Captain Bruno. He could be off, you know. Gonna get pulled by the referee. Don't send him off in the final. It is a yellow card. Come on. Free kick from Fatawu. Very late on. Straight at Kobel. Just hang on to this for Zlatan's reign, as now he can hoof it, and the whistle does go! Zlatan Ibrahimovic has managed to put Manchester United just onto the Champions League trophy. A huge win. He's been at Milan, Palermo, we can't forget that one, Lorient. But Man United is what he'll be remembered for, and rightly so. What a career it is. It's going to be Bruno to lift this one for Zlatan, as he'll be in the background. But the next managerial one, of course, ends in success. We've done it for the big man. The Lion has won it. If you do want to see any other managers, let me know down below, or teams, or challengers, and I will see you next time. Up the Ibra.